was a flawless plan, actually. I have to not even here because we were careless. I knew this would happen. I knew we'd get in trouble.
On May 31st, 2014, in Waukesha, Wisconsin, emergency dispatchers received a chilling call. A cyclist named Greg Steinberg discovered the body of a 12-year-old girl on the side of the road. The girl's name was Peyton Leutner. She had crawled out of the woods after being viciously attacked and left for dead. Peyton's two best friends, Anissa Weier and Morgan Geyser, had attempted to sacrifice her to the boogeyman known as Slender Man. This is the true story of three 12-year-old girls, two of whom committed one of the worst crimes you can imagine. On the 10th of June 2009, an internet forum called Something Awful posted a thread that challenged users to create paranormal images using Photoshop. One blogger named Victor Surge, Florida man Eric Knudsen, created two images in black and white depicting groups of children being watched by what would become known as the Slender Man, and the myth of Slender Man was born. Depicted as a tall, thin character with a white featureless head, wearing a black suit, black tie, black shoes, and a white collared shirt. In the Slender Man mythos, the entity causes amnesia, bouts of coughing, and paranoid behavior in its victims, and is often depicted hiding in forests. Through online images, stories, and videos, the Slender Man would become an urban legend, a supernatural entity that would stalk and abduct children, often leading them to commit violent acts. This is where two 12-year-old girls and their unwitting classmate come into the story. In 2013, Anissa Weier, Morgan Geyser, and Peyton Isabella Leutner, nicknamed Bella, all attended Horning Middle School in Waukesha, Wisconsin. While Morgan Geyser and Bella Leutner had been friends for more than 2 years, they met Anissa Weier in the 6th grade. Although Morgan struggled to make friends, Bella was described as a happy and positive student, while Anissa, however, seemed to possess a crueler personality. This is where they would connect over the story of the Slender Man. As would be learned later in their police interviews, for Anissa Weier and Morgan Geyser, the Slender Man was more than just a fictional character. He became a figure of obsession. They believed that by sacrificing their friend, they could become proxies of the Slender Man and gain his favor. Their twisted logic would lead to a brutal and senseless attack that would shock a community and leave another 12-year-old fighting for her life. On the night of May 30th, 2014, Anissa Weier and Morgan Geyser invited their best friend round for a sleepover. What the friend, Peyton Leutner, was unaware of was, it was supposed to be her last night alive. The girls planned to tape her mouth shut and end her life with a 5-inch kitchen knife, sacrificing her to the Slender Man. However, too tired when the time came, they made a new plan. They would take her to St. David's Park the next day, lead her into the woods, and carry out their sacrifice. The next day, once they got there, the girls suggest to Leutner they all play hide and seek. It's as the game starts and they lead her into the woods, Weier and Geyser attack Leutner, pinning her to the ground. They had brought a 5-inch kitchen knife from home, and as Weier shouted encouragement, Geyser attacked Bella Leutner, wounding her 19 times with the knife, striking her in her arms, legs, and torso, and barely missing her heart by a millimeter. The two girls then told her to lie still while they went to get help. However, far from getting help, they went deeper into the woods, where they believed Slender Man would be waiting to reward them for their sacrifice.
Female, she appears to be stabbed. So, are you with this 12-year-old female?
Yeah, she says she's having trouble breathing. She said she was stabbed multiple times.
Meanwhile, by some miracle, Leutner had managed to drag herself out of the woods to a nearby road, where she was found by a passing cyclist who called the emergency services. Badly wounded and barely conscious, she was rushed to the hospital where she would fight for her life. The stunned police, learning of the events, sent more officers to pick up the other girls. Once they were found, they were still in possession of a backpack containing the kitchen knife. They were taken into custody and charged with attempted murder. Neither girl showed any emotion, either on the scene or under questioning at the station. The breaking news of an attack in Waukesha, Wisconsin stunned the community. How could two 12-year-old girls possibly plan and carry out such a gruesome attack? Anissa Weier told police she had learned about the Slender Man on a website called Creepypasta.
And there's one of them called Slender Man. It's like really Slender Man. And Morgan said, "Hey, Anissa, we should be proxies." And I was like, "Okay, how would we do that?" And that was around big, he's like head of it all, supposedly.
Okay, so Slender's the big guy,
Yeah.
the top guy, and the proxies are his puppets.
Yes, that's how people put their puppets.
Morgan Geyser, in her interview with police, asked, "What happened to Bella? Is she dead? I was just wondering."
I might as well just say it. We were trying to kill her. I don't know why it was necessary that it was her, but it seemed very necessary.
She then told police the attempted murder was to appease whoever Anissa was talking about. She was, of course, referring to the Slender Man. However, Anissa Weier told police that it was Morgan Geyser who said, "We have to kill Bella," and that it was also Morgan Geyser who said Slender Man had a mansion in the Nicolet National Park. The girls told police they planned to walk to the mansion to stay with the Slender Man. While Anissa Weier would eventually show remorse for her crimes, Morgan Geyser seemed almost proud, saying to police, "You have no idea how difficult it was not to tell anyone."
That time Preston and I in here because we were careless. I knew this would happen. I knew we'd get in trouble. Yeah.
Why do you think it was your sleepover night that you're...
Because we would all be together. It was a flawless plan, actually.
Morgan Geyser was charged with attempted first-degree homicide, and Anissa Weier was charged with attempted second-degree homicide. Due to the nature of the offences, both Weier and Geyser were tried as adults. The defence argued they suffered from mental illness and delusions, influenced from their exposure to internet culture. Morgan Geyser was diagnosed with schizophrenia and found not guilty by reason of mental disease, but was given the maximum sentence of 40 years to life, requiring at least 3 years confinement, in addition to involuntary treatment in a psychiatric institute, until the complete resolution of her symptoms, or until age 53, whichever comes first. Anissa Weier pleaded guilty to being a party to an attempted second-degree homicide. A jury found her not guilty by mental disease or defect. She was sentenced to 25 years confinement and involuntary treatment in a psychiatric institute, followed by communal supervision until age 37. Unlike Morgan Geyser, however, Anissa Weier would eventually show remorse for her actions. In 2021, she sent a letter to the court stating that she was sorry and deeply regretful for the agony, pain and fear she had caused, not just to Lutner, but to the community too. She stated that, "I hate my actions from 2014, but through countless hours of therapy, I no longer hate myself for them." In a recent development on April 11th, 2024, Anissa Weier was granted full parole and had her GPS tracking device removed. In January of 2024, Morgan Geyser petitioned her court for release 2 years after the last time she tried. However, the judge denied this request and she remains in custody.
Right, 2 doctors testified here. They felt there was no more progress for her to make at a mental health institution. However, 2 other doctors said that she's a danger to the community, and the judge ultimately agreed.
The Slender Man stabbing was a tragic and disturbing event that exposed the dark side of internet and its influence on young people. Peyton Lutner spent a week in hospital where she underwent multiple surgeries to repair the damage done to her body. Despite the severity of her injuries, she survived the attack and eventually made a full recovery, both physically and emotionally. Let me know your thoughts on today's video. If you found value in watching, I would love it if you subscribed and joined me for the next one. If you missed my last video about a Russian spy whale, you can click the link on screen. And, as always, thanks for watching.